Let's talk airway obstruction, and we'll start with upper airway obstructions. With airway obstructions, we need to quickly determine whether they are partial obstructions or complete obstructions. So let's talk about some obstructions just generally and their causes. So we've got foreign body obstructions, which can be partial or complete. All right, all of these can be partial or complete. We've got foreign body obstructions. We can also have infections cause airway obstructions. More specifically, croup or epiglottitis, especially in our pediatric populations. Allergic reactions can cause bronchoconstriction, causing airway obstructions. We can have laryngospasms as a cause of or result of all of these causing obstructions, and trauma, right? So heat trauma, smoke trauma, chemical inhalations can cause airway obstructions. When talking foreign body airway obstructions, or FBAO, so foreign body airway obstructions, the most common cause of these is your own tongue. And we can fix this very easily with an OPA, with a jaw thrust, with a head tilt chin lift. We can get that tongue out of the way. So, most common cause of foreign body airway obstruction is your tongue. Next, most common cause is food, especially in adults. So, for adults, foreign body airway obstructions, food, a little Heimlich maneuver, and simple AHA CPR will go a long way. With children, watch out for those toys, right? So those little Lego pieces, they're gonna, a child, a toddler, an infant, their first question is, what is this? Their second question is, what does this taste like? They're going to put everything in their mouth. So watch those toys, watch those small toys. So with children, they'll just put everything in their mouth and cause a foreign body airway obstruction. With our geriatric, our elderly population, dentures. Watch out for those dentures. When dealing with an unconscious patient who is a little bit older, check for dentures, and if there are dentures in their mouth, just take them out right away. So the dentures are a common cause of foreign body airway obstruction in our elderly population. So what do we do? Oh my God. So we've got a patient with a foreign body airway obstruction. What do we do? If they're conscious and they're coughing, tell them to cough. That is the best way to remove that foreign body. We can't do anything better than the body coughing and using the body's muscles to just expectorate that foreign body. So if they're conscious, if they're coughing, coach them to cough. Try to reassure them, but just coach them to cough. Keep coughing, keep coughing, keep coughing. If they're unconscious, we're going to go into our AHA CPR protocols, do chest compressions, and we're going to use, as paramedics, because we're paramedics now, we're going to use our McGill forceps, we're going to use our laryngoscope to go in. If we can visualize whatever that foreign body is and go in with our forceps, we can take that out. Well, what if it's not a foreign body? What if it's croup? What if it's epiglottitis? Well, we can do a couple other things. If it's croup, we can provide humidified oxygen as the best thing to do. We can hook up humidified oxygen in our trucks. It's just a little canister of either distilled water or normal saline. We hook between a nasal cannula, non-rebreather, and our oxygen hookup. We can provide racemic epinephrine to try to open up those airways, but direct laryngoscopy, our direct laryngoscopes, you know what? That's going to make the situation worse. So we've got croup, we've got some swelling in the airway. If we start messing with that swelling, if we put a laryngoscope in there and start messing with it, we kind of got a one shot. we start messing with it, we're going to make that swelling worse. We're going to close the airway up even more. So if we can kind of deal with this, kind of stabilize it via humidified oxygen, if we can stabilize it via racemic epinephrine or nebulized normal saline, that's the way to go. Epiglottitis is kind of the same way. We want to avoid direct laryngoscopy. We want to provide oxygen, prevent airway obstructions, and you know your BVM is your best friend here. We don't want to be messing with these airways. We don't want to be messing around inside and inducing extra swelling on top of what is already going on. So, all right, what if my airway obstruction isn't, foreign body? What if it's not epiglottitis? What if it's not croup? What if it's just an allergic reaction? What the heck do I do? Well, allergic reaction treatments are pretty straightforward. If it's anaphylaxis, we're going to go for epinephrine first. If it's not, we can go for Benadryl. Even if it's still anaphylaxis, right? So epinephrine first, Benadryl second, depending on the severity of it. Epi, we're going to give intramuscular. We're going to give IM Benadryl. You can give IM. You can give IV. You can even give it PO. You can give it orally. And then be thinking about methylprednisolone. I think it's Solumedrol. Be thinking about that. It's a steroid. It's not going to kick in right away, but it's going to kick in, in the next couple hours, 2-3 hours. So it's something to help the hospital on later on down the road. As a steroid anti-inflammatory, it's a good idea to get on board as quickly as you can, just to help down the road. And then we can think about an H2 blocker. So our Benadryl is an H1 blocker, histamine 1 blocker. Our H2 blockers, mostly in the gut and the GI system. This is our Zantac, our Pepsid. You'll see these on the trucks. You'll see these in the hospitals. We'll be giving these IV most of the time. We can think about these. Again, these aren't going to solve the major issues right away, but they can help down the road. So if you have an anaphylaxis patient, think Epi first, Benadryl second. If you just have a pretty typical allergic reaction patient, think Benadryl first. Whether it's IV, whether it's IM, whether it's PO, you can think about that. It's an H1 blocker. Then we can think about your steroid and your H2 blocker kind of down the road if you have some time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or cuss words, please let me know.